So hello and welcome along, back out with RB and a ride test on this from Lexmoto, Michigan. This is the Euro 5 and we've got the engine running so you can see the lights on this one. So very similar to the old Euro 4 Michigan apart from the engine change on this. Does look good with that black and silver all round the bike, and you've got the H7 bulbs, so it's all bulbed apart from the indicators which are LEDs. Nice big disc to the front of that. Just looking down the bike now, it does look a bit grubby because obviously we have been winter riding on this one. The weather conditions down here are not that good at the moment. Nice set of rear pegs on that, and you've got that chrome exhaust cover on that as well, so it does look a very good bike. Once we get this back to the yard, it's going to have a full snow blow foam wash and then dry it off, and I'm going to ACF 50 the hell out of it. Just sitting on the bike though, hook side stand up. Now on the bike, very simplistic controls. Speedo's right up the middle, your fuel tank's just there, showing we've got 7 miles. My previous test ride has been doing some mileage for me this week while I've been in the office, but up to me to put the final 6 or 7 miles on this bike. On your right hand controls, engine cut out, you've got hazard lights and the start button. Over on the left hand controls, normal setup, horn at the bottom, indicators, main beam. There is no pass light to the back of this, but the one thing I do love is these super wide mirrors, and I have had a comment on the previous Michigan video where someone said, you're absolutely spot on, those mirrors are super wide. I've got 0 shoulder. Just extended this out a little bit and made these mirrors nice and wide. Now you can have them in the upright position, and it does give you a good view of the road, but I prefer to have these sideways out and just set the mirror up so I've got a nice view of the road behind me, nice and wide. And I've got that the same on the near side mirror as well, so I've got a great view of the road behind. Gear indicator comes up, neutral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have preferred it to go 1, neutral 2, as you would expect on what a gearbox does, but neutral is over to the left on this one, so maybe something Lexmoto can look at. So we have a 1, neutral 2, 3, 4, 5 on it, but just me being picky. But it does pull through the gears absolutely lovely, and we're going to go a different route today. Rather than me be off down the dual carriageway like I normally do, we're going to do some town mileage, because obviously he's done the dual carriageway mileage for me already. So we're going to run this one round the town, do some back roads, and I've had a visor change today. So we're on a clear visor with a pin lock, because obviously it is cold weather. Very easy to see that speedo. Now the one thing you're going to have to remember is the miles are on the inside of the clock. So basically, just remember 11 o'clock is 30 mile an hour, and then 1 o'clock is going to be 40 miles an hour. Round about 1:30, 2 o'clock is your 50 mile an hour. So that's all you've got to remember. Very easy to see that speedo though. And then your mileage at the bottom, your fuel tank. No rev counter on this one, so it's up to you to listen to your engine note. But we're going to puddle off around town. We're going to crank up some what we call urban mileage, and I'm going to go into my ride loop number 2. So it's basically puddling around town, get the final bit of mileage on it. And I can tell you a little bit about this Michigan. Now obviously you've got the boards on this one, or the feet plates, running boards, whatever you want to call them. Nice and wide and comfortable, and it's a great seating position on this as well. Absolutely love it. Now if you've been catching up on my videos, it gives me a chance to waffle on about what we've been doing this week. So obviously it's been a full-on week for me, and we have had a little bit of a rebrand on the website. So my clothes company obviously said to me, he said, we're doing the jackets now for you. Do you want the original Rebranding logo? And I went, And one of the girls actually came back to me and said, you know what? Because you do so many different bikes, it's better if you just have yourself and your logo, because it'll be better on the rebrand. Okay, get rid of the Green Ninja, because you obviously still got it, but not using it. It's up for sale. But she did say to me, obviously, we'll just rebrand it with your crash helmet and your Rebranding logo. Okay, thank you very much. So they've done that, so it's now gone out across the Facebook, across the YouTube, on the Instagram with the new logos. And obviously I met up with them on Sunday at the Motorcycle Live. Myself and Phil, the big boss, went out and did Motorcycle Live, and met up. If you haven't seen the photos, we met up with loads of people, and must say, all those bike bloggers, just normal people. Watch, he doesn't step off the curb. Thank you, got my eye on him. So we caught up with Bruce, Teapot 1, and while I was chatting with Bruce, he said, oh, Richie Vida's round the side. Caught up with Richie, and I did say to Richie, I said, obviously, doing some really good Wild Bad touring, which is his site, so check out Wild Bad Touring. He's on Facebook and on YouTube on the Richie Vida channel. But he did a load of stuff last year in lockdown, because obviously he plays in a band. He was doing a load of country music, and the wife obviously likes his music, so I did. Richie's here. She went, oh, say hello to Richie, and she had a little chat with him on the phone. So thanks very much, Richie. Didn't get a chance to obviously catch up with Andy Missenden Flyer, but he was about on the show. There were so many people there. And then obviously the highlight of the show obviously went up onto the Bikesure stand, which are my insurers, and they insure all my bikes for me, and managed to get the GTR insured now. Switched it out from the ZX7, and we've gone to the GTR now, and it was an additional 38 quid, which was really good. And seeing as obviously it was part of the show, they discounted my changeover fee of 25 quid, so thank you very much, Bikesure, much appreciated. And I now have the GTR insured in my name. But obviously while I was on the Bikesure stand, lo and behold, we caught up with Carl Fogarty again, and had a nice little chat with Carl, and we actually got to do a Q&A with him, and I did fire a question. I think I stumped him for the day, because I did say to him, of all the riders going back from Sheen, Agostini, right up to your modern day Rossi and Marquez, if you had a chance to go one-on-one with a rider, who would that rider be? And he sat there for a couple of minutes. He's like, probably the best question I've had all week. What is Lorry Boy doing? And he said to me, he said, it's going to probably be Kenny Roberts. I'll ride against Kenny Roberts. Now, am I going to filter up the inside, or am I going to sit here and wait for this lorry to move his backside? I think we'll sit and wait, just watching my mirrors to the rear. And I've got a feeling he's going to be reversing to the right. So, Mr. Car Driver, just wait 2 minutes, please. No, he's going to try and scoot up the inside. Why don't you give the lorry a little bit of room first, mate? Let the lorry driver decide what he's going to do. So that was a couple of things that we did, obviously on the Bikesure stand, and then they gave us some meal vouchers. So thank you very much. We had some free food, courtesy of Bikesure, and that Cornish pasty that I had, and my little flapjack and cup of coffee went down very well. So thanks to obviously username Kate that we met up with. Excellent bike rider. Go and check her channel out, username Kate, and she's just normal bike rider like me, absolutely great person to meet, and it's the first time I've probably caught up with her in about 3 years. So obviously I do comment a lot on her channel, but it was the first time I actually got to meet up with her. So thanks, Kate, much appreciated for the selfie with me. And obviously Fogarty went, do you want a selfie? I went, Carl, I've got so many of you, mate. Nah, it's just good to see you again, mate. Just keep safe. And he went, the same to you, mate. Take care, Rev. So thanks very much, Carl Fogarty. We was expecting Guy Martin to turn up, and Guy never showed, so he obviously had other commitments that day. But probably the highlight was actually putting a name, or putting a face to the names, because obviously I chat a lot with the guys from Lexmoto, Ben and Paris and all the crew from the technical and the parts team, and I actually got to catch up with them, which was great. And I'd literally been on the Lexmoto stand for about 10 minutes looking at the new Lonsins, looking at the new electric, and nattering away, lo and behold, there's me looking at bikes, and someone went, there's Rev Bomb over there. And Dad come across, he went, oh, can you tell me the difference between the LXR and the LXR SE? Certainly, not a problem. Of course, Rev Bomb goes into sales mode and starts chatting Lexmoto bikes. We was only meant to be on the stand for about 20 minutes. Hour and a half later, I am still on the Lexmoto stand. And obviously people, what do you think of the Euro 4 LXRs? They were all right, you know, they had issues with the locks and Other little problems, but the Euro 5 LXR's absolutely spot on. What do you think of the LXS? Don't like it. And that was just a personal opinion. I don't like the LXS because it is short and squatty. I can't get seated comfortably on that, but obviously as a bigger rider, if you're a smaller rider or a female rider, then the LXS is going to be for you. But I was just personal opinion, try the LXR. And then of course we saw the electric Vogue, and hopefully Lexmoto are going to send me the demo model, so we might get out on the electric Vogue and have a ride with that one and just see what it's like. But it was great to catch up with all the Lexmoto team. Loads of people were there. Barry Darby, caught up with him, and he's one of my subscribers. He was at the bike show. Caught up with Mark Jackson as well, family friend, and he was like, oh, trust you to be on the Kawasaki stand. Yes. And must say a big thank you to the guys from Team Kawasaki. As I walked on the stand, instantly recognised, cup of coffee frost in my hand. Hello RB, coffee mate. Oh, thank you very much. Can't have a cigarette. And I went, how do you know that? He said, we've watched so many of your videos. We know it's normally back to the garage, coffee and a cigarette. And I went, you're so right. He went, yeah, there's coffee. Can't have a cigarette though, but give us 10 minutes, we'll let you out the fire escape. You can come out and have one with the Kawasaki team. But obviously got to have a look. The one I did want to see was the ZX-15, and it wasn't there. It's not available yet, so unfortunately didn't get to sit on that, but did get to have a look at a lot of the Kawasaki range. And obviously wandered around Triumph, Honda, the BSA, which was obviously, people are banging up BSA videos of this new 650, and the rep from BSA said, what do you think? And I went, do you know what, I don't like it. I really do not like. It's a great bike, it's a lovely looking bike, but personal opinion, I do not like the new Gold Star. It's water cooled, it's electronic fuel injection. It looks very similar, but not my cup of tea. And the guy went, oh yeah, but everybody's saying that the new BSA Gold Star is going to be the thing. And I went, do you know what? It's not. Why is that? I said, because my mother actually owns 3 of the original BSA DBD 34 Gold Stars. And they're about, I know she's just bought one for about $8.5 grand. She collects BSA Gold Stars. And they've now got 3 in the garage. Really? That's what I was saying. DBD 34 Gold Stars. And I said to her, yeah. He said, yeah, but they're hard to start. I went, yes, but they are a classic bike. The Gold Star is a classic bike. And it's just one of those that you really enjoy. It's a Marmite or one of those other bikes, you know, you either like it or you don't. So yeah, new Gold Star, it's not that bad. But the one thing that obviously did float my boat, and I had a look around all the stands, was the CCM. Obviously hand-built bike, and the welding on that exhaust was lovely. So that's what we've spent most of the weekend doing. Obviously channel rebrand as well. I've got loads and loads of ride tests to do, so we're going to probably bang out about 4 or 5 videos, but this one's for Gary. And a little bit of a waffle on, I sort of catch up with people, and while I'm riding tend to tell you what I've been doing. But a couple of videos that you need to catch up on this week. Jim Diesel has got a new video out. Elves on 2 Wheels has his new video out. Go and check out some of that Ciro gear for the Harleys. I was looking at watching that thing, and obviously if you're a Harley owner, then yes. But some of them lighting systems for those bikes, it was like, wow. And he had obviously had the guy on from Ciro, so hell's great video, mate. Really, really informative of the things that you can do. And caught up on his. Obviously catching up on my mate Simon GTR 1400. He's got a test ride up of a BMW 1250, his friend Andy. And he's got that video up, so he's got a test ride on that. 13 miles on the bike, we are done, and I'm going to head back to the garage, cup of coffee and a cigarette before I get out on the next bike. But all the braking is all good, bike is running lovely, gear change is lovely and smooth, clutch position absolutely perfect. My team have done a good job again, like they normally do. I did pick up when he came back off his test ride, I said, what do you think? And he went, your clutch needs adjusting. No, does it? Let me have a feel. Yeah. And he's my little technician. I've got a new technician called Adam, and he's absolutely spot on. He's catching up with my guy Taylor that does my big bikes. But Adam has really sort of stepped up to the mark this week, and he's a scooter rider, but he knows his scoots and his bikes inside out, which is great for a youngster that's obviously been around bikes from a very, very early age, which is why obviously we hire such good people. So well done, Adam. Bike ride's lovely. But go and check out, as I say, Simon GTR 1400's video. All the bikers that I follow are all in the description down below. Go and check that out. As always, thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you dislike it, click away, mate. It means you've watched the video anyway. And we shall sit here and wait for the bin lorry to move. Watch my mirrors a minute. As always, comments down the bottom. One thing I don't like about it is these indicators. You think you've cancelled them, and then you realise they're still on, especially with big gloved hands. I could do with a bigger button on the indicators. I've just picked up on that. But if you've got little tiny gloves, obviously I've got big thick winter gloves on at the moment, it's hard to hit that button, and obviously you think you've cancelled it and you haven't, you've actually clicked it the other way. So, one for Lexmoto. Can we have a different indicator button, please? So, RB's back on the yard. All of those are due. That's my next lot of Titans. I've got 4 of the damn things to ride. We've been selling Titans left, right and centre. But, as I say, until the next time, whatever you're doing, where's RB's bike? Down the bottom, at the bottom of the yard. There's mine down there. We've still got, obviously, the BMW up for sale. Got Triumph Sprints, Honda Blackbird, CBF 1000. I believe that Paul Keating's interested in that one. We've got the VFR 750. All I have to say on that one is Lockwood. Go and watch Lockwood, Lochwood. Go and look at his last ride. I've watched that 9 times now. VMAX is there, and you can't have the GTR because that is mine. But from RB, whatever you're doing this week, be well, ride safe, and 14 miles on this Lexmoto Michigan for Gary. It's a big goodbye from me.